Gaia, often used to refer to the idea of Earth as a living, interconnected system. The term comes from the Greek mythology, where Gaia is the primordial goddess of the Earth, the mother of all life. Now, this is not a mythology channel, I just couldn't think of an intro. Welcome to the Lunar Campaign channel, where I can never tell what I'm writing and afterwards get pissed at myself when recording the voiceover due to that very reason. Enough of the self-aware humor, if you can even call it that. Let's start, shall we? With various new features like Mega Evolution, Pokemon all the way from Gen 1 to 6 and whatever sideways stairs are, welcome to the world of Pokemon Gaia, where the disastrous earthquakes that destroyed the once prosperous civilization of Orbtus region are increasing in their seismic activity, which is becoming a growing concern. So we set out on our journey to find a way to prevent the Earth from consuming the region again. But before we start saving the region, we gotta start somewhere, and that somewhere is picking our name.
I'm an archaeologist. Unraveling the past is my passion. This creature is Kabuto, a Pokemon. Pokemon are our friends, pets, and work partners. With today's technology, we can revive Kabuto from mere fossils.
Let me just stop the gameplay me right here, cause good god, that sounds annoying. Just so you know, every time Professor Redwood was talking, I was doing this. While we were chilling inside our houses, we get the sudden urge to go outside and touch some grass. While leaving to touch some grass, our mom tells us that we have a letter addressed to us which calls us to Reliquia Ruins. So we pack up the book that we got from the library to find this person who called for us. And it happens to be an old woman who literally threatens us, a child, for a book that he took from the library. Talk about being a bitch.
Would you be so— No, thank you very much. You literally stole it from me, old woman.
Needless to say, we won't ever be seeing this old woman ever again. Wait, why is there a large text on the screen? So after being robbed of whatever knowledge was in the book, we go and cry about it to our mom, who tells us to put on our big boy pants and go back to the library and get a Pokemon from the professor and become independent. With this information from our mom, we head inside the warehouse of the library, where Professor Redwood promises to give us Pokemon under the condition that we work for him. And upon hearing the word work, the third person who was present there dipped out like me when I have to go to a social gathering.
What? She just left. Okay, Chimchar, Piplup, and Turtwig. I'm choosing Chimchar. Adamant. Okay, now that's good.
After picking up our starter and naming our rival the best name I could muster up at the time, we head to Archington, where we meet the professor inside his house, where he gives us a Pokédex and a Redwood card, which differentiates us from any old trainer, as this card is a symbol of pride. Everyone respects us for having it, even though we did nothing except for getting a Pokemon for free. After giving us the items, the professor talks about his concerns about the earthquakes and how he wants to get to the bottom of this, so our first assignment is to make it through Archington to Ceros Village to find some clues about these tremors. Going towards Ceros Village, we defeat Kyle and find Stinga the Weedle for a child. Also inside the Archon Tunnel, we catch a Drillbur and name him Mike. After reaching Ceros Village, the professor tells us that the tunnel had nothing of interest, which is a complete lie because he just waltzed through the cave without thinking, as there's a room literally dedicated to a Clefairy. Now, is this Clefairy related to the story in any way? I don't know. I wanted to catch it, but I ended up knocking it out.
What's this area now? Huh? Hello? Clefairy? Is this some kind of, like, sacred Clefairy or something? Well, I guess I don't know now. I don't know if it's a sacred Clefairy or not, but I did knock it out. I kind of wanted to capture it because it was like, it had a separate room for itself. Well, I guess I can't catch it then.
The professor tells us to look around, which indirectly means to challenge the first gym, then talk to him. So the leader of the first gym is Fernando and his team of fairy types, with Clefairy, Ralts, and Jigglypuff, who go down very easily, giving us the first badge. Wait, now why is he running away? Turns out Fernando here is pretty much like Whitney, but having a key difference of running away from his responsibilities, just like me trying to find a job. But Whitney wins this debate, as she at least gives us the badge instead of running into a forest without any Pokemon, making you travel to the forest just to rescue him. But
sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm too scared for apologies. Just take the Mystic Badge and let's go home.
For our troubles, his grandpa gives us the HM for cut, which allows us to find the secret entrance that is just behind the gym. And who was the one saying he knew every corner of the village? Yeah, I'm looking at you, Kyle. And also while going to search for Fernando, I catch a Ralts. Inside this secret entrance, we find a mural that depicts the Pokemon Tangrowth. And written in this mural is some information about the ancient civilization that once stayed in the Orbtus region. But the professor cannot read the message, so we have to go and find Professor's friend Herschel in Eros City. So we head towards Eros City and we we find a shady looking man blocking the entrance to the museum, and after defeating him, he runs off, and we can enter and find Herschel talking to the same shady people, and these people want some kind of help from him. We also find out that these shady people are called the New Order. So we come back to the cave with the Tangrowth mural, and he says that it reads as,
"It's great to see you. So, you want this to be translated? Very well. This is quite cryptic. I can only decipher the odd word. It seems to be saying, the earth is waking up." Oh, it mentions Apex Temple here.
After this translation, Herschel goes away and the professor gives us the HM for Rock Smash and tells us to scale Mount Ignis and reach the summit, the Apex Temple, to figure out more information. So we go through the Nespine climb, finding a hidden grotto where we catch a Maractus and name it Spiny.
I mean, you got a gut girl, man. Be happy you got a gut girl. There are people who dream of it, and you have her. You better cherish her, okay?
After reaching Nespine Town, before challenging the second gym, we meet up with Kyle and beat him up pretty quickly. He also gives us the XP share, so we no longer need to switch train. The leader of the second gym is Arya, and she specializes in flying types. And her team consists of Wallaby, Chatot, and Gligar. She is a pretty challenging trainer, but not as challenging as her gym puzzle, as it is a memory game and I have horrible memory, so I had to sit there counting 1, 2, 3 for a while before unlocking the battle against her.
1, 3. Again, please, again. 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. I kind of did not want to go through this, but this is the only way. This one's too long. 3, 1, 3, 2, or 3, 1, 3, 2. 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, right? 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 2.
After receiving our second gym badge, we can move through Frostbite Cave where we encounter the New Order again and meet Eunice, who was asking for help from Herschel in the museum.
What's the status of this operation? The target is secured, ma'am. We have Regis, but for now it's still dormant. Very well. Gather the others and leave. Ensure you're not spotted. The last thing we need is civilian interference. Hello there. Child from the museum. You must be lost. This place is not safe for the likes of you. Go back the way you came and leave the adults alone, okay?
This time we can battle and defeat her, but it seems we were too late as they had gotten their hands on Regis. With this we can leave the cave to Windmist City, home of the fire gym, but since the gym is closed, we head north towards Ignis Roost, where the Apex Temple is situated. And here we meet another leader of the New Elder, who is Enoch.
That's Enoch, right? Enoch. Whomever you are, your efforts to stop her are... That was really bad. Whomever you are, your efforts to stop her... Stop her... Why do I say stop her instead of us? Alright, third try. By the way, I'm putting all of them. Editing me, do not remove that. Whomever you are, your efforts to stop us are futile. With this artifact, I can awaken Regirock. In short, you're too late. But do not fear. Our intentions are noble. The modern world is corrupted. We intend to cleanse it of its impurities. All will be revealed in due time. For now, I bid you farewell, child. You know when that guy said like, all will be revealed in due time? I thought that I downloaded a beta version of the game. Whoa, that was insane. Let me heal your Pokemons. So what was all that about? I see you encountered them in Frostbite Cave too? If these new Elder Weirdos already have Regis and that Enoch guy is chasing Regirock, we have to stop them. Maybe there are some clues in here that will let us know where they are headed next. I mean, there's literally a book over here.
So after picking up this obviously placed book, we call upon Professor Redwood again, who tells us that according to the map on the book, Enoch is headed towards Sabula Island. But before we can pursue them, we gotta beat Nina, the Fire-type gym leader. So after completely crushing her along with her Pignite, Magmar, Heatmor, and Camerupt, the professor gives us the ferry pass to Sabula Island. Also, before heading to Sabula Island, we go inside the art establishment and wreck everyone there, and the art master gives us an egg.
I mean, I'm pretty darn sure it's gonna be an Eevee egg. I mean, whenever it's like Always a gift egg, it's usually an Eevee. What do you mean by it's already ready to hatch? Yep, it was an Eevee.
Now, Sabulo Island is also the home to the Sabulo Tower, where if a challenger were to reach the top by defeating various trainers guarding the tower and best successor Bell, we get access to the Mega Ring, which allows us to harness the power of Mega Evolution. Now, Successor Bell is not someone to play fair, as she will use Mega Evolution against you, so after a gruesome battle we finally defeat her and get the Mega Ring, which allows us to use Mega Evolution. Pay no heed to the fact that we don't have a single Mega Stone at all. While we were rejoicing over the fact that we got a Mega Ring, we hear an explosion coming from Sabulo Cave, where we see Enoch trying to capture Regirock. We try to stop him, but he sends out his goons to stall us whom we defeat, but after that he steps up to defeat us. Even though we beat him, he manages to capture Regirock, and inside the cave that Regirock came out of, we find a ragged map which shows us our next destination, Walloon Town. And to reach the place we need Surf, but it seems that it was our lucky day as Kyle had an extra HM for Surf with him, so he gives that to us, and while leaving the cave, Successor Bell thanks us and gives us an Ivysaur with a Venusaurite. And I don't know why, but I decided not to use it and deposited it. Yeah, I have no clue why I did that. I guess I just wanted Big Man Blastoise. After reaching Walloon Town, we overhear a few rangers going towards Nemesis Cave after an earthquake to check if someone got injured, and since the gym leader is on break at the bug catching contest, we decide to go there too. But before that, we exchange our blue shards for a water stone, so we evolve Eevee to a Vaporeon.
Hey guys, did you know that in terms of male human and female Pokemon?
And yes, I evolved Eevee to a Vaporeon just to make this joke. Now laugh. Inside the Nemesis Cave, we find another mural that depicts Lily and have a conversation with a ranger on how in the past a specific move could make the murals glow a white color. So after this information, we head back and enter the bug catching contest, and since the gym leader Vernon is playing, the rangers decide to make him win because favoritism.
Third place, 256, it's really third place.
So right after beating the gym, Carl shows up and gives us a gas mask, because the next route is extremely toxic. So after traveling through this toxic swamp near the battle marsh, Kyle challenges us to another battle, and needless to say, he's starting to become very frustrated.
Maybe I'm not cut out to be a trainer after all. I've got a job to do, let's go. Just don't turn to Kieran from the new Sword and Shield games.
With this battle, we enter Telmark City, home to the infamous Mighty Yennas. Then we see a lady getting harassed by one of the Mighty Yenna gangs, so we become her knight in shining armor and save her. Right after saving her, Akudo and his gang show up, so we fight them off because goons like them are light work, no reaction. But he also gives us information on the whereabouts of the new order, and also gives us the HM for Fly. With the HM for Fly, we can go back to Windmist City and go into the forest where last time we were not allowed.
Wait, do you let us go in? Well, kid, you can't go past there. That monster will tear you to shreds. That Abomasnow, the monster.
But now we are strong enough to go in, and we find an angry Abomasnow, so we capture it and also take the Abomasite. So now we have our very own Mega Evolution. Now for the gym.
What, still water is dangerous? Still water, those who know, right?
Bro, I want to jump in the still water. Let me show you.
The gym resides in the future home of every single computer science major, aka the Gutter. The gym leader is the Arbok Man, aka Sid, and his team of Arbok, Nidoking, Venusaur, and Drapion. While leaving, we overhear Kyle talking to one of the Mighty Yenna people about the location of the New Order, and according to him, the New Order people are headed towards Ferrer Ruins to capture Registeel. So we rush towards there, and we meet Herschel, who gives us the HM for Rock Climb. And with this Rock Climb in our hands, we enter the Ferrer Ruins, where we meet the third admin of the new Elder, Ezgiel.
Right, Ezgiel. You must be a vigilant child I was warned about. You're an aide to Professor Redwood, correct? How saddening. One would think someone with his smarts would understand our aims. A shame indeed. You see, these are not the actions of some cult. We are merely accelerating the plans of nature herself. The elders of Orbtus understood the sanctity of our culture. In fact, this very chamber was designed by the elders. And what fantastic architects they were. It will take a millennium for you to break through this wall.
So he enters the locked cave thinking we will not find out what the password is. But unfortunately for him, I've completed the Sevi Island in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, so I know exactly what the code is written in. So all it took was finding a Braille translator and we can enter the cave.
4519. I'm so smart, right?
Inside the cave, we absolutely crush his skill. Don't look at Infernape's HP. While leaving, we meet Kyle, who tells us he was too scared to help us. Now he tells us, since the Regi trio have been captured, all we can do is prepare for whatever plans the new elders have cooked up. So to prepare, we surf straight to Presimos City and enter the gym and defeat the gym leader, Anisatu Executor.
Damn, man. I don't think Abomasnow has been able to like even take down a single Pokemon yet.
Slowbro, and Jinx. With the 6th badge in hand, we break into a hotel and fight off all the burglars trying to steal us treasure. And since we have the Redwood card, the guy whom we saved gives us a tablet idol and tells us to deliver that to Atzel City lab. So we take this idol and with Kyle go to Atzel City. But before reaching Atzel City, we surf to Edasor City, where we see a shiny Clefairy doing a meteor dance, but in the middle it decides to leave, so the town's elder tasks us to find the Clefairy. So we go back into the Cosmic Cavern and run around the Clefairy to capture it. So after capturing the Clefairy and watching the meteor dance in full, we receive the Master Ball from the Elder and can head into Atzel City.
Oh, it's the Mew under the truck. Another Mew under the truck. What's with all the dudes in camp?
Now the person whom we need to deliver the idol is the gym leader Marina, but she is such a dedicated gym leader that she will not talk to us about anything else until we defeat her and her team of Quillfish, Kingdra, Jellicent, Pelipper and Gyarados. So after defeating her, she brings us to her lab and takes the idol for further research. Then she leaves to handle the gym, and while leaving the lab we meet up with Kyle again, who was fighting the New Order, and he tells us that the grunts were acting sus around the cold storage. So we check inside, but there's a forklift blocking the way. So we find the forklift key and enter inside, where we see all 3 admins of the New Elders and Morgana, aka the old woman from the start of the game. It seems that their plans were on full swing as they were beginning their final phase at Ignis Roost, aka the Apex Temple. So we rush towards it, but we get trapped as Morgana had set a trap for us to steal the tablet idol and locks us up inside the temple, which we managed to escape because of the excellent eyes of Marina, while fighting against Regigigas with all 3 of the Regi trio in a hallucination. Also, we capture our final team member, Ion, the Noibat. After managing to escape with our lives, Marina tells us that the move the new elders are looking for is Molten Rage, a rare move so difficult to master that only a single trainer has ever managed to learn it. And that trainer is the champion of Orbtus region, Herschel. So we get sent to Loma's town to get the final gym badge before facing Herschel. So we rush towards the final gym and defeat the leader, Richter, and his ground-type Pokemons, Hippowdon, Gastrodon, Excadrill, Dugtrio, and Garchomp, rewarding us with the final gym badge. Now while we are rushing to Icos Town to reach the Pokemon League, we also meet up with Kyle and defeat him for the last time. Entering Icos Town, we head straight into the house of Herschel to ask him to teach us Molten Rage, but he refuses, which he comes to regret immediately, as now the new order had gained access to the move, as the old book that Morgana stole from us had in it the technique on mastering the move Molten Rage, which Morgana uses to enter the chamber that Regigigas is sealed in. So now the whole world is in chaos, and Herschel finally tells us that there's one more tablet idol left in the region, and the murals around the region are where they are hidden. So with the help of his Alakazam, we retrieve all the pieces of the idol and fight against the New Order admins defending the murals. After reassembling the tablet idol, we enter the chamber where Morgana is and defeat her for a final time. But she manages to complete the process of reawakening, but luckily Herschel managed to use the power of Cathode Surflock, which sealed the rampaging Regigigas, and with this, the tremors that were happening were stopped, and Morgana was sent to jail, where she belonged. With the threats of the earthquakes behind us, we can challenge the Orbtus League, so we head through the Victory Falls and enter the Pokemon League Challenge. First up is Nicola, the Electric-type trainer, with a team of Galvantula, Electros, Lantern, Magnezone, Electivire, and Magnetric. Second is Knight, not a Steel-type but a Dark-type user, with his Bisharp, Sharpedo, Weavile, Malamar, Absol, and Honchkrow.
All the way at Elite 4, our team is finalized. We have a Noivern.
Third up is Fighting-type trainer Kara, with a crew of Mienshao, Hawlucha, Lucario, Medicham, Scrafty, and Blaziken. And the final member of the Orbtus Elite 4 is Leaf, and his crew of Grass-types, Ludicolo, Ferrothorn, Whimsicott, Amoonguss, Sceptile, and Trevenant.
And now, for the final challenge. Right on time. Let's skip the pleasantries, we both know each other's. Give me all you've got, I will not hold back.
He leads with a Wailord, making us switch in the first turn, but Stella manages to defeat the Wailord as he sends in Alakazam. We send in Mike to use Shadow Claw, which crits, knocking out the Alakazam in one hit. Now Mamosine switches in as we hit an Earthquake to deal damage, but it takes Mike out with an Earthquake of its own. Wukong switches in, defeating the Mamosine with an Acrobatics. Next up is Yanmega, and Wukong one-shots it with a Flare Blitz. Herschel then sends out his ace, Salamence, and we send out Jenny. We both Mega Evolve, but his Salamence outspeeds us and one hits Jenny Ion with a flamethrower. We send in Ion, but an Outrage one-shots her, and we send in Wukong again, but the Outrage is just too strong. We send in Nick as Salamence gets confused due to using Outrage. We manage to hit a Surf as Salamence goes for another Outrage, which leaves us in 6 HP, but he gets knocked out due to Hail. I send in Stella, who has 20 HP remaining, and with our backs against the wall, the battle looks to be unbeatable. And then I realized that this is not a challenge run and I can use items. So I use a full restore and Salamence hurts itself in confusion, which allows us to set up Calm Minds and then knock it out with a Moonblast as Herschel heals up Salamence with a full restore. And now for his final Pokemon, he sends out a Tangrowth, whom we can knock out with a couple of Psychics, defeating the champion Herschel and crowning us the new champion of Orbtus region.
Alright, bye.